Something that I didn't understand when I first started in marketing. I thought, again, if I can get 1 million people to pay me $1, I'll be worth $1 million. I didn't expect it to cost me 29 million other dollars to get people to know about our product or service.
I'm Joel Tarian, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16 years old. I saw my first real income by age 23. Here are a few things that I've learned along the way. Failure is not to be feared, it's to be admired. You never fail, you only win or you learn. There's no finish line, there is only creation and innovation.
So how do you know who is a scammer online and who's not? You know, this is a great question, something I want to talk about with you guys. So a lot of you filled out the form on my website at Joel Tarian, and a lot of you were concerned that, hey Joel, I've been following you for years and you seem kind of real, but these other marketers out there, who's real and who's not? And a lot of them said, well, they're scammers because I came in for $7, but then they had a $2,000 upsell, and all they ever kept doing was asking for money, and because they're asking for money, it seems they're only out for themselves. So that's a very, very valid question. So let me take it off the table of what you might think about me, because my core company, aside from providing education like this on YouTube or Facebook or other platforms, is we sell software. So we sell software to any type of business, whether it's a brick and mortar business, whether it's a digital business, whether it's a marketing company. We sell software tools to help people effectively market their business online. Tools like our autoresponder, like our web hosting and domain registration, like our video streaming services and the like, right? Now, guess what? Those are the tools that I sell. But if somebody uses our tools and they're not successful with them in any business that they're using, guess what? I get called a scammer. Oh, you're a scammer, you took all my money. I'm like, I don't have control of what your work ethic is. I have zero control on what tools you're using. If you're selling ice to Eskimos, you can use our autoresponder all day long and you're not going to make any money, right? So my purpose of doing educational stuff is I have an upsell as well. So I provide you this education for next to nothing, sometimes free, in the hopes that with the education, you come to know, like, and trust me more, but you start to use our tools. Hey, after this video, you might go, hey, I want to host a website with Joel. I want to register a domain name. I want to use his autoresponder. I want to use his video streaming services. That's the thing. So now that that's off the table, I want to talk to you about how a lot of educational companies work and how any other company works for that matter. I remember thinking to myself, if I get 1 million people to pay me $1 each, I'd be a millionaire. If I got 1 million people to pay me $2 each, I'd be worth 2 million. And gosh forbid, if I got 10 million people to pay me $1, I'd have $10 million. It's a really nice thought process, but the part that I didn't understand then, that I want to explain to you guys now, is that's really true. If you can get 1 million people to pay you $1, you're a millionaire. But what if it costs you $25 to $30 to let each person know about the product or service that you're selling? And that's typically what business is all about. So in other words, you might let 1 million people know that you exist, and they might all be willing to pay you $1, but if it costs you $30 to get their attention and turn them into customers, now you're $29 million in the hole. So most companies, even the info marketer scammers out there, have upsells. But let's use one more conventional business. I went there the other day. I went to go and get an address change on my cell phone bill. So I went there, and next thing you know, even though I'm already a customer, they're trying to sell me their cable services. They're trying to upsell me more gigabyte space. They're trying to upsell me so much more. Did you know, as another example, Apple, it costs Apple an average of about $600 to acquire a new customer. So imagine that. If they only sold the iPhone, they wouldn't have any money. But because they use an iPhone or another product for that matter as a loss leader, well, I'm a perfect example. I bought my first iPhone. I loved it. I ended up buying this right here, my MacBook Pro. Then I started buying MacBooks for all my staff. So the point being is expect to get upsells from people who are selling low-cost products. So as an example, I sell our ebook on list building for $2.95. expect that I'm going to try to sell you our autoresponder. Why? It's my moral obligation to do so. If I believe in our autoresponder and I know you need an autoresponder to do list building, then I'm going to try to sell it to you. Not only is it a moral obligation, but without the upsell, I wouldn't be in profit, and nor would any other business that started a low front end. So here's the thing. If you're, and I don't want to name any names because a lot of the people that you guys call scammers are actually friends of mine, but let's say you come in for $6 on a product or service or educational course. You can expect them to try to bring you into their mastermind for $2,000. You can expect them to try to bring you to a live event for $5,000. Why? The $6 entry is not even coming close to covering their cost for them to get you to know all about their product or service. And that's something that I didn't understand when I first started in marketing. I thought, again, if I can get 1 million people to pay me $1, I'll be worth $1 million. I didn't expect it to cost me 29 million other dollars to get people to know about our product or service. So those who have the best upsell process always win the race, okay? Because why? The better your upsell process, the more money you can spend on advertising. The more money you can spend on advertising, the more people you can bring through the front end. The more people you bring through the front end, the more people you can show your one-time offers and upsells to. So I hope that explains to you folks that most of the internet marketers aren't scammers. Just expect to have an upsell process, and it's ultimately your decision on whether you want to take that upsell or not. So hope this helps you clarify as to why almost everybody, if not all, lasting marketers and companies have an upsell. They have to. The advertising too expensive to not get your attention and to get you as a customer. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the smash button and hit that bell so you get all my videos like this. I look forward to seeing you on our next live video.